Here we are at Bijou Nova, and this is a factory where they make glass pearl beads. It was very fascinating to see this process because glass pearls come in two different types. You have some that are single hole, which is what you see here with the toothpicks in the ends, and then you have the double hole that is being done on the other side. And what these women are doing is the glass beads are either put on a string or on a toothpick to be dipped in the color later. So they all start out as white, and then they are strung, and this woman is putting them onto strands. And you'll see where these racks go here in a little bit because they're going into the dipping process, as well as these ones that are done on pallets like this, and the tops of these will be dipped in, but the holes will remain open because the toothpick is keeping them there. So this woman takes those racks and she puts them on a like a sorting tray, and the sorting tray spreads them out evenly so that they can be dipped properly. Now the woman behind her is dipping them in glue. This is not the color process yet, but she's putting an adhesive on the glass so that when they do add the color, it will stick to the beads. So she dips it in the glue, then it goes to this gentleman here, and he actually dips it in the color. So he takes the racks with the glue on them, dips them in the color, and each bead will be hand dipped into the color 5 times so that that coating is really going to stay. And the colors that they have are just beautiful. You can see some of the examples on the wall right behind him, all the different palettes, and as well as on the wall behind him. So here's some of the samples that they did and the racks that they use. And they've got just hundreds of dipping trays and racks that they can use, as well as hundreds of colors that they can produce with this. So it was very fascinating to see the amount of work that they do, but it's also still a very manual process. This is the testing station, and this lady tests the coloring, and she does kind of the quality control. So she's got her own room here where she's going to test everything out. And then once they dry, they go into this room, and this woman will push them all down to the bottom so that they can be loosened up from the paint color. And notice that she has a little leather thing on her finger that she was showing us her muscles there because she's got some. This is such a manual process. But anyway, she's got a piece of leather on her thumb, and she's going to push all those down so that they will be on the strand. And then here she's cutting the strand off. She's going to make those one unified length of beads, and then take the other strands off, and they should all be just about the same length. There's sometimes they'll vary just a little bit. And then she's going to put the rack away for the next person, and then she gets a new rack. So here's a close-up of that process. And then here is a finished strand of beads. These have been colored white or pearlized, I guess. And then they're going to go into another room, which is this lady is making sure that each strand has exactly the same number of beads on it. And when they don't, she's going to take a needle and thread. It's kind of interesting to see how she did this. And she threads it through, and then watch her pull this through. I thought this was really fascinating. So she takes this, and then she pulls one group of beads onto the next one without even having to rethread it. I thought that was so fascinating. And then from her, it goes into quality control, and that's with this lady. And there's a couple of ladies that do this. They inspect every single bead to make sure that it's perfect. And then if it's not perfect, it goes onto the anvil at the bottom and gets crushed. So here she's inspecting one. Oh, she found one that's not right. She puts it in, boom, smash it. Okay, then it's out. Then she can go on to the others. So This is a job that, I mean, it requires attention to detail. She's looking at every single bead. There's another lady doing the same thing.